Hey, you're a part of Generation Study Abroad, and I'm here to tell you why that's the most exciting news you've heard all day. So, hi, I'm Steve Moraco. I studied abroad twice while I was in college, once in France and once in Hong Kong, and I just recently graduated. And since graduating, I wrote, published, and distributed a textbook that was used at a state university to help other students study abroad. But I got my degree in photography, so what happened? There are two stories that really stand out from my time studying abroad. The first is set in southern France, so imagine that there are 60 American students stuck in a very small village in the middle of nowhere in France, and it, as you can imagine, gets a little dramatic, but we're also just a short drive away from where Monet and Van Gogh did most of their painting, so it's unbelievably inspirational and a little bit stressful at times. So I had this tradition then of pulling my bike out of the bike cave, pushing it out of the cobblestone streets in town and up to the top of the hill, which is thankfully paved, and then flying through the valley at nighttime to clear my mind. This was just a blast for me. And one night as I began this journey, I decided to just sit down and take a moment to reflect. And so I put my bike down and I sat there at the top of the hill in this valley in the middle of the night in southern France in the darkness. And I realized for the first time that summer that that valley had been there for thousands of years, inhabited by people I'll never meet, and they created their own lives and their stories and their meaning, and they found what was important to them in that place. And to have the opportunity to make it my own, and to have my own stories and to make my own meaning out of this wonderful inspirational valley where some of the best poets and storytellers have made stories that are important to humanity, that was the coolest opportunity. That changed the way I saw myself, the way I related to the world, and the way I thought about the importance of my life and my story. And it really changed the way I approached college from then on. The second experience was that I wanted to go to Hong Kong, and everyone said no. My advisors, my professors, it just wouldn't work out. I ended up having very encouraging parents and friends, and I worked out my own visa requirements and my own class schedule, and I eventually graduated early and made it to Hong Kong for my last semester in school. And that was an incredible experience, obviously, but when I got back I realized that it's not rare. 80% of students want to study abroad and 1% get to. So what happens? Somewhere along the way they figure out they can't, or they don't think they can, and they stop trying. So the 1% who get to study abroad, it's not that they can magically afford it and things just work out. It's that they keep trying, and they're willing to try again when things don't work out the first time. So this inspired me to write this book about persistence and about how students can try again through effective email etiquette and through applying to scholarships, and just by listening to other people's stories who've tried again and got to study abroad. That's what it's all about. And that's my life's work now, and I wouldn't have had the awesome job of helping other people study abroad if I hadn't studied abroad myself, because I got a degree in fine art photography, and this is not where my life was headed. But I got to travel the world, and I got to experience different cultures, and I got to have this life-changing experience that made me a better person, and it gave me an incredible perspective on the world. So that's how study abroad changed my life. I want to thank the New York Times for hosting this challenge for students. They do great journalism, they have a great attitude about new media, and they give you a student discount if you're still paying for your education. The New York Times is awesome. I also want to thank Generation Study Abroad. I don't think there's any more important mission than encouraging more students to see the world, become friends across borders, and collaborate globally. I think that's awesome. And I also want to thank any students who watch this. I know you have big goals, you have a ton of guts, and you want to change the world for the better, and you're just trying to figure out the best way to do that. I'm right there with you, and that's what being part of Generation Study Abroad is all about. Thanks for watching.